Hey everybody, it's Syxxan. So there's been a patch, and there's been some big changes to the Crusader. Lots of damage being changed around and up, but as well, the big things that come out is there's been some reworking of how some of the abilities work, in particular Akarat's champion. So before we were using for the Heaven's Crusader build, we were using the Akarat's champion, activating that, resetting cooldowns, and trying to basically keep everything off cooldown and on the field. That's not exactly possible now. It's pretty close. You can get in there and you can get that same kind of feel. So with that in mind, I wanted to keep the same kind of deal that we had going with the original Heaven's Champion, but bring it up to date in the patch. So the original idea: reduce cooldowns, put out holy damage. So we're going to do the same thing this time, and we're going to reduce cooldowns and we're going to put out holy damage. Now, you can still run an Akarat's champion using the new rally rune that just shaves off 12 seconds. Now, basically this only allows you to reset, we'll say, the cooldowns one time. And that's okay, because we're going to try and pull other holy damage elsewhere. So it's no longer deal the damage, reset cooldowns as fast as possible. But they've also changed in the Akarat's champion from attack speed into just pure damage. So this kind of works out pretty great, where you're activating everything, immediately resetting cooldowns, or shaving off 12 seconds I should say, and then you're getting this 35% damage bonus. The only thing that I'm not a huge fan of that's been moved to a rune, the Prophet rune I believe, is you can no longer use Akarat's champion as like a save me oh shit button. That's okay, we'll work around it, we'll keep going, right? So we're still using that. We're still using Heaven's Fury. I tend to use Ascendancy a little bit more now than I used Blessed Ground, but I still feel like they're really interchangeable. And of course, if you have like Fate of the Fell or something, this could skew the fact. I don't have one, so I've not been able to do any good testing on that. I'm using Zeal still. I still really like the AoE hit of the slash damage. Plus now, instead of 5 stacks of haste, it goes up to 10. So you're doing another 10% haste. It's a little bit more damage. Like I said, if the stacks fall off, your day is not ruined. But, you know, try and keep them up. Try to do what you can, you know. Instead of using Shield Bash and things like that I obviously am still a fan of and everything, I've been using Fist of the Heavens with Divine Well. Your initial impact followed by your outstretched holy bolts that also shoot off lightning bolts. That does quite a bit of damage, and it has the added bonus of being able to go over walls. So we're going to stick with the whole your Heaven's Champion. So you got Heaven's Fury coming down from the sky. You got the Fist of Heavens coming down from the sky. You know, you're bringing the wrath of heaven down upon your enemies in a fun little way. Still love Provoke. Using Charge Up to bring Provoke into a damage dealing, or at least a damage amplifying effect, as well as generating more wrath for yourself now. Laws of Valor using critical. I also have been a fan of using the Unstoppable Force so that you can actually throw out more of the bolts, the heavens, the Fist of the Heavens. Meh. There you go, Fist of the Heavens and stuff, but I'm still using critical quite a bit. You get that 100% crit damage bonus for those few seconds. You know, you might land that big number, and everybody loves that big number hit. What else are we going to do here? We're going to look at the passives. Now, since they've changed so many of the passives, I have found that there's been a lot of things you can do that still work out great. Heavenly Strength no longer has that annoying run speed reduction. So it's no longer like an annoying rune that you have to take. On top of that, using Fervor is on your one-handed weapon has actually turned out great. I actually have Sky Cutter, and I use that quite a bit. I'm using Heavenly Strength right now because I just got a two-handed axe with some crazy stats of funness. But the way the spec is leaning, reducing cooldowns, fervor, and a one-handed weapon works really well because they got the 15% cooldown reduction. You're also already using some haste item in like the Laws of Valor and this slash, so it all works together and generates quite a bit of DPS, and that you might want to think about using that one more than Heavenly Strength. But if you get a weapon that's Heavenly Strength, it's gonna outperform, then you know you gotta look at that. So those are kind of interchangeable. Fanaticism's one I've been using, which is more attack speed. Tends to be pretty fun. There are other options. I mean, you could, if you're going to use your shield more and stuff like that, you obviously want to look at using towering shield now and hold your ground and stuff like that. Righteousness is good if you don't have items that are generating wrath for you. Wrath per second, and or if you're like me, I'm using Reaper's Wraps, which I really enjoy because of that. Whenever you pick up those globes, you're getting more wrath, and this is the Burst of Wrath axes that I just got. It's a pretty solid weapon. I mean, I was able to drop the 10% on it. It already had the gem slot and the strength, and then it also returns wrath, you know, so I got this double effect going, so I have this large pool of wrath that I'm able to work from. So righteousness tends to not be something I need to do. Holy Cause has seen a change, so now you can use weapons that are not holy. I did have that wrong on my last video, sorry. But the way it works now is the way I thought it worked before. So now it's just 10% more weapon damage, which is the damage on your weapon is increased by 10%. Which then is multiplied through the factors. You can do math if you really feel like going that far. And you're dealing the holy damage and bring it back to life, which is something we're due. And Finery, pulling out 1.5% strength for every gem in your gear. And you're probably like me, loaded with gems, pulling out quite a bit of strength there. So we're sitting at, what's that, 1,044,050 damage. 10 million toughness, whatever there. So let's go attack something, hopefully not a lot of things. And see, now we're ramping up to 1.7. Right there. That's a massive number. You're still getting that ramp up effect. You're getting those cooldown refreshes going. And, you know, you're having fun. That big blue sphere is from my belt. I'll show you that in a second. Of course there would be like a champ pack. Like, oh, let's just do a small little clip of me fighting real quick, and no, champ pack. Alright. There we go. So you're looking at that. Same kind of things. Using the trifecta. Strength, crit damage. You want to do that. Pulling in cooldown reduction. Try and do a little bit of that. But even better, pull in some holy damage. That's something I've been a fan of. Pulling off like the hollow barricade here. Using Sky Cutter as a one-handed. I think my Sky Cutter has 19%. Enchanted holy damage onto this bracer. You can get an amulet that has holy damage. Stack it up. Using Heaven's Fury items, that thing. To increase the damage of that. You know, work with the gear you got. Go for your playstyle. See what you can do. So this is the new updated version of Heaven's Champion. It works pretty much the same. Little tweaks there. Go ahead and give it a shot. Let me know how you like it. Down in the comments there. I'm always reading. I'm excited to see your comments, or even if I get a single like, I'm like, I just made my whole day. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.